Welcome to Your Seat at the Table. I'm Tammy Smith, your host, and this is episode 6. In today's table conversation, we're talking about unfinished business. Everyone has a story of where they came from, how they got to be where they are today, and what they would like their future to be. But that future doesn't belong to us the way the present does. Too often we struggle to explain what we want to do next. The feeling is there before the words. You can sense the story of your life unfolding, and you know when a path veers. You come to the fork in the road, and you are compelled to take the one that leads you home. Its presence is felt before it is known in details. These struggles, hopes, and dreams have golden threads or themes. Carolyn Myss calls this your sacred contracts. Astrology calls it destiny written in the stars. It is entelechy, a word originally coined by Aristotle, which means the complete realization and final form of some potential concept or function. It's the conditions under which a potential thing becomes actualized. Entelechy is about the possibilities encoded in you. For Goethe, the German influential writer and philosopher, he called it a daemon, a kind of spirit that dwelled in him and compelled him to fulfill his destiny. In the Gospel of Thomas we read, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." The easiest way to bring forth what is in you is to stop avoiding it. This quote from the Gospel of Thomas reminds us that there is within a knowing. What we avoid doesn't go away, but rather sits inside and brings about the very situation we try to avoid. The forces inside are strong. Like the seed that cracks open in the dark of the soil, it pushes through to reach the surface. Likewise, you have a force inside, but it is met with counter forces, oppositions. Author Robert Greene, in his book titled Mastery, says, "This kind of inner voice or inner force that guides you is real, practical, and explicable. It's explained this way. All of us are born unique. This uniqueness is marked genetically in our DNA. Unconsciously, you might feel that what makes you different is embarrassing or painful. Your parents often act as a counterforce as well. They may seek to direct you to a career path that is lucrative and comfortable. If these counterforces become strong enough, you can lose complete contact with your uniqueness, with who you really are. Your inclinations and desires become modeled on those of others, and this can set you off on a very dangerous path." In episode 5, we talked about divine dissatisfaction as a catalyst to wake us up to the life we're meant to live. If you have avoided or denied a situation, it will come back around. None of us like learning lessons about how we have created or participated in our suffering. We like to keep the focus on our strengths, not our weaknesses. That is why our lessons reappear. In the I Ching, hexagram 24, return, we read, "Adversity has a way of shaving away illusions that no longer serve you. Let go and return to sincerity to prepare for your flowering." Unfinished business is a tug or knock on the door of our heart, drawing attention to unresolved pain or conflict. This begins the process of shedding our skin. We peel back and expose what's always been there. As we free ourselves from outmoded beliefs, truth and beauty is revealed. Rupert Spira tells this wonderful example from his own life. He says, "In the early years of my spiritual search, I read about the lives of many saints and sages, and wrongly presumed that the outer forms of their lives, particularly the asceticism, was an imperative corollary to their understanding. It was this misunderstanding that led me to suppress my natural enjoyment of the world, and for a long time it created a conflict between my work as an artist and my deep love and interest in truth. It wasn't until I met my teacher many years later that I discovered that the love of beauty was identical to the love of truth, and likewise, that nothing needed to be denied in the realm of the mind, body, or world for this understanding to be explored or realized. In an article called A Gathering of the Tribe, Charles Eisenstein writes, "When we're young, we have this feeling of mission. We sense this magnificent destination, and it's strong. Any career or way of life lived in betrayal of that knowing is painful and can only be maintained through an inner struggle that actually shuts down part of our being. For a time, we can keep ourselves functioning through various kinds of addictions or trivial pleasures to consume the life force and dull the pain. In earlier times, we might have kept the sense of mission and destiny buried for a lifetime and called that condition maturity. Times are changing now, though, as millions of people are waking up to their mission all at the same time. The condition of the planet is waking us up. Another way to put it is we are becoming young again." The whispers of your soul remind you of your mission. Taking your seat at the table is an act of coming out of hiding, resurrecting a dream, remembering the call, and continuing its work, acknowledging there's still more to do. We'll close today's table conversation with Rule 11 from the 40 Rules of Love. The quest for love changes us. There is no seeker among those who search for love who has not matured on the way. The moment you start looking for love, you start to change within and without. Thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to subscribe and share with a friend, because we all need to take action, speak up, and claim our rightful place and incredible worth. Your seat at the table is your go-to channel when you need a boost of confidence, a bit of inspiration, and ancient wisdom to heal your dragons. And your seat is reserved just for you.